Remember when folks had parties to celebrate paying off their mortgage? Maybe you're thinking that's a celebration you'd like to have. But before you send out the invitations, we've invited Jim Lineweaver to tell us whether mortgage payoffs are truly an inviting idea. Jim is a certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so savings accounts are really generating no interest. CDs aren't much better. Retirement accounts have taken a hit in value. So, I mean, isn't it time to use this money for something else like?
Well, first of all, if the retirement accounts are down in value, they need to come see me because they're not with the right person. So let's just get that out of the way first.
Okay.
But now if we get onto the savings account, yeah, people are very frustrated because interest rates are so low and they're looking for other alternatives for their money. And actually, when you incorporate inflation, you know, like gas inflation, food inflation, all those types of things, they're actually probably going backwards with their money instead of forwards. Yeah. But as far as taking a chunk of that and putting it down on your mortgage, you got to be careful because interest rates are at an all-time low, 15, 30-year mortgages. And if you haven't refinanced yet, you really should look at doing it because you can save a lot of money. But what a lot of people don't realize is that that money is also usually tax deductible. So the interest that you're paying on your mortgage can actually reduce your tax obligation, you know, when you go to pay Uncle Sam. So there might be some other alternatives to use with your savings as opposed to that approach.
Okay, well, for example, what are those?
Well, some people have car payments that might be paying 6 or 7% on their car loan, and those are not deductible. You may have high credit card debts. You know, they can get up to 18, 20%.
They can get nasty.
Yeah, so you could actually look at maybe an equity line of credit or something for that if you had to, or dip into your savings to pay that off and then replenish it. Because if you had to, you could always go back on the credit cards if you needed to. You know, they'll still be open for you, but at the same aspect, you may be saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year.
Okay, and we also know we should be putting away money into savings before we start paying off things. So what are your recommendations with regard to that?
If you're married and you have a dual income household, what I would do is just say make sure you have at least 3 months put aside, because if one person loses their job, hopefully they both don't lose it at the same time. You'll have another income and then you have a little bit of savings set aside. If you're an individual and you're only relying on yourself and you're the sole breadwinner, then I'd probably have more like 6 months of savings set aside to fall back on. And some people do use equity line of credits and stuff for that purpose as well.
Okay, well, is it easy nowadays to get a loan on your house, though, if you don't have that set up already?
Well, yeah, you do have to have a good credit score, so there's a catch-22. And what lenders want right now is about an 80% loan to market value. So that's as high as they're going to go. So if you have a $100,000 house, they'll loan up to $80,000. But the days of, you know, getting out of a house with zero down or full cash back, some of those days are pretty much over.
Oh, that's
and for
bad.
a good reason, too.
Yeah, it caused a big problem.
They did.
So a lot of our viewers that are heading into retirement. So if they've got all the other bases covered, is that something they should think about then to pay off the mortgage?
This is a whole nother ballgame, okay? Because what ends up happening is ideally, if from a financial standpoint, it may not make sense, but it might help people sleep a lot better that as soon as you get to retirement, your mortgage is paid off because you're going to have much less obligations. You won't have to take a lot of money out of IRAs and other accounts to pay for that. And a lot of times when your principal gets so low or to a certain point, you can't itemize your deductions anymore. So you're losing the interest deduction.
Lose that
and it doesn't make
benefit
sense.
that you had before.
Exactly.
A fixed income, too.
Yeah. So it can really help sometimes to
keep them from having to dip into other pots of money to not have to make those monthly mortgage payments.
Yeah, everybody just has to remember life's about balance, and same thing with their mortgage and investments.
Okay, good tips. Before you plan your mortgage burning party, make sure you're not burning any financial bridges. Follow Jim's advice to make sure you don't mortgage your financial security when you hit retirement.
Find out more by calling the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or visit www.lineweaver.net.